running a startup? How to launch your first website? Having a website is not a luxury anymore, it's essential if you want your business to succeed. Launching a startup already comes with a lot of challenges, especially in the first year or so of your business. Having a website can streamline a lot of issues and make it easy for you to target more customers. However, it wouldn't be a wise idea to simply launch your website by buying a template and just putting up some basic titles and pages on your site. Your website is what people are going to use to judge your business, so it's imperative that you set up your website with care. Here are some important things that you should know about launching your first website. Focus on SEO. You just can't discount the importance of having an optimized site in this day and age. If you want to stand a chance at success, you will need to optimize your website from top to bottom. Make sure that you choose a design that can be optimized with ease. Talk to your developer about which design would look best for you. It's very important that you think far ahead in terms of what works best for your site so that you can make changes later on without affecting your website's optimization. SEO can be a very complicated area simply because it is so easy to end up doing either too much or too little. Provided below are some tips to help make it easier for you to optimize your website for search engines. 1. Keep your site focused. Web crawlers absolutely love a focused site. It gives them a lot of similar but pertinent content to look through, which really boosts your standing in their eyes. When it comes to SEO, the best thing to do is to avoid going off track, so keep all of your content based solely on your products and you should have no issues at all when it comes to ensuring that you gain the best ranking possible in every search engine. As long as your business isn't too diverse, this really won't be a problem at all. 2. Use keywords carefully. Don't just add keywords anywhere. Use them where they make sense, use them in areas where they fit into the narrative of the content. A lot of people don't know this, but web crawlers don't just detect the presence of a keyword, they detect how the keyword has been used as well. If the keywords have not been used in a coherent sentence, then you are not going to get a very high ranking, and web crawlers might even end up penalizing you by removing you from the search engine listing entirely. It's always better to be safe than sorry, so put keywords in sensible places just in case. 3. Create in-site links. If you have a lot of areas in your site that your potential customers can visit, one thing that you need to keep in mind is the fact that a lot of these customers are going to want links. Now, you can provide labels and buttons as well, but the problem is that these links often contain keywords, and buttons are not detected by web crawlers. Providing hyperlinks instead can really boost your search engine rating because it would organically increase your keyword density. 4. Reduce page load time. When it comes to efficiency, web crawlers are going to want as much of it as possible. The fact of the matter is that web crawlers check response times on your site. If your site is too slow, you are not going to end up getting the best quality search engine rating simply because web crawlers are going to prefer speedier sites over you, even if you have a lot of keywords that other sites don't. Remove clutter and excess waste from your website in order to make it lighter and thus faster to load. 5. Link to outside content. If you create a link to a different website that has content similar to your own, you are creating an organic link, which is extremely useful when it comes to web crawlers. These web crawlers simply love organic links because they know that if people are using them, it means that they trust you, which would greatly boost your overall rating and provide you with the chance to get even higher in the search rankings. Additionally, other sites often return the favor and offer you organic links of their own, so you should take advantage of this sense of community. 6. Keep updating. If your website has the same content for a long period of time, it would start to drop in search engine rankings. Web crawlers always prefer sites that have changing content because this proves that the site is run by real human beings who are providing general content rather than a bunch of bots that have been designed to earn as much AdSense money as possible. If you want to organically boost your search engine rankings, there really is no better way to do it than to keep updating the content on your site. 7. Keep the same domain. This can be difficult because you might end up getting frustrated due to the long wait involved in getting your domain indexed, but the older your domain name is, the more trustworthy it looks in the eyes of the web crawlers. When you have a domain name that is of a sufficiently large age, your site is going to end up automatically rising in the search engine rankings, so you should make sure that you provide your domain name with enough time to age to this extent. 8. Write well. This is without a doubt the single biggest thing that people don't do when it comes to writing content. You need to write eloquent content, or at least write like an actual person. If you clump text together and just shove a few keywords in, the web crawlers will detect it and your search engine rankings would start to slip. If you don't know how to write all that well, just go for a professional writer. This is an added expense, but it really is worth it in the long run because it provides so many unique benefits in terms of SEO. Check your competition. It's also very important that you keep one eye on your competition when launching your first website. Try to avoid launching a site that looks like a ripoff of another company operating in the same space, and instead focus on coming up with a new, organic design for your site. Instead of simply choosing a template and layering your site over it, focus on coming up with something new that looks fresh and appealing to a first-time visitor. It can often be quite tricky to learn from your competition. Where do you start? First of all, how does it work? The tips provided below are going to help you to check out your competition in the best possible way and get as much information as you can in the process. 1. Check out their keywords. Sometimes you might be stuck when it comes to keywords. After all, finding the right keywords that pertain to the content on your site can be quite a difficult feat, but if you check out a competitor's site, you would find that a lot of keywords they use are actually new and unknown to you. The best thing to do in such a situation is to just borrow some of their keywords. This would help you expand your own SEO, and it is a perfectly legitimate way of doing so anyway. 2. Monitor their visitors. You need to try and find out who is visiting their site. This is because the people visiting their site are going to be people that are interested in your products as well. If your competitor is tapping a market that you are not already present in, you can use this to your advantage and start tapping that market yourself. This is a great way of ensuring that you do not end up losing out on any potential customers, instead providing you with a high-quality source of consistent business which you can use to expand your operations. 3. Notice their call to action. If your competitor is doing better than you, chances are that their call to action is a lot better than yours is. Try to look at this call to action and see what they might be doing differently. If there is anything that stands out, try applying it to your own website design. Be careful, though. You don't want your site to end up looking like a cheap knockoff of your competitor. This would reflect really badly on your business and would make your competitor look good instead, which is the opposite of what you want. 4. What is their layout like? The layout of a website can have a very significant impact on the sort of results it ends up seeing. Hence, if you want your website to have the same amount of success as your competitor's site, you can try incorporating elements of their layout into your own design and see how that goes for you. Chances are that you can just tweak your own layout and you would start to see a lot more traffic coming your way in no time at all. It's all about finding out what works best for you. 5. Notice their web content. Good web content is the very best thing there is when it comes to retaining website visitors. If you want to ensure that you have visitors that would stick around, you need to give them high-quality content that your competitor might be excelling with. Try to see the type of language your competitor uses, try to see if they are more formal or more casual than you are. Does their site exude a sense of familiarity? Whether or not your competitor is doing better than you, Observing their site is the perfect way of ensuring that you end up with the easiest route to discovering your own business's hidden potential. 6. How do they advertise products? This is an absolutely essential part of any business's success. You are going to have to see how your competitors are doing this because it is going to have a pretty significant impact on your own success in the future. If you find that your techniques are not working, emulating those of a competitor can help you to find a path that is more suited to you. Alternatively, if your competitor is not doing well, you would know that their style of advertising is not going to give them the sort of benefits that you are looking for, so you can avoid applying similar techniques in the future. All in all, keeping an eye on your competitor is a very important part of maintaining your presence in the market overall. This is a business that you are fighting for market share. How they approach things is going to play an inevitable role in how you do things. It is going to the same for them too. Your competitors are going to be watching your site just as closely as you will be watching them. Just make sure that you end up with the right information and you are definitely going to end up ahead of the competition. With the aforementioned tips, your startup's site is going to be a hit for sure. It isn't rocket science. There is a basic template that you can follow. You just need to be willing to put in the work, and no matter what happens, you are going to end up finding the best success possible by deriving a large chunk of your business from your website and its advertising.